Alright, hello people. I am Henri. This is
Devin.
Alright, we are holding it down. We're going to get back to wrap up here of the NBA season and segue into the nice talk about the playoffs. Let's start with some of the awards from this past year. We're going to kick that off with the Six-Man Award for this year. Jamal Crawford again.
J crossover.
What is that, like 18 years in a row now? He's won the Six-Man Award, something like that. It just seems that he just keeps winning the award. I don't know if there's anybody else that... It's almost like he should be starting, but it's just, just keep him coming off the bench, so keep winning the award.
I mean, not him, what? Rather have Manu? I mean, pick your poison. So.
I don't really know I don't know who else really qualifies when they're picking this award. I mean, he does the most damage off the bench for his team. He can start. He would probably start for any other team that he plays on.
I mean, he can start on that team as well. But I mean, you want his
it's kind of like the Ginobili situation.
I mean, yeah.
Right, except Ginobili's hurt half the year, so. He doesn't really qualify much for the award anymore because he doesn't...
I mean, he still comes off the bench, though. He still does the same thing. He does come off the bench,
he does. But the only problem is that, like I said, Crawford just doesn't get hurt like that. So, he's putting up way more numbers than Ginobili is. That's probably the best other candidate for the award. So when you put them together, you can't... It's Crawford. It comes down to Crawford and Ginobili because I don't know who else is really coming off the bench like that that's doing that kind of damage.
Well, I mean, this year it was Crawford's year to win. I mean, he had no one else. Last year, he could have won it last year as well, but J.R. Smith won.
J.R. Smith did win last year.
So, I mean, you have every year, so you have guys who come in and, come off the bench and do something.
He was doing work last year.
Well, that was his 1 year,
he was doing work.
Yeah, so.
And then he got that big contract and now he's doing nothing.
Happens. JR steps right in. I mean, Jamal steps right in. So.
Yeah, steps right back into his usual role of winning the award.
Pretty much.
All right, so let's move on to let's do Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
It was Tim Hardaway, right?
No,
it wasn't Tim Hardaway. I thought it was Tim Hardaway. Maybe because I feel like it should have been Tim Hardaway. So for my bet, if I had a vote, it would have been Tim Hardaway. Who won the Rookie of the Year?
Michael Carter-Williams.
Michael Carter-Williams.
Rookie from Sixers.
Sixers, yes. That I do know. My vote was for Tim Hardaway, but that's probably an impartial vote. But to me, I saw him play more, so that's probably why it's an impartial vote. So.
No, he was pretty much the best rookie, most consistent rookie.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. He was probably the most... explosive rookie. Like you see a lot of his highlights, big plays, big stats, double-doubles, triple-doubles.
Yeah.
He had a lot of, turnovers because, the point guard.
Well,
a lot of,
he's a point guard, he's a rookie, and he plays for the Sixers.
Well, yeah, so he's asked to do a lot. He's asked to do a lot with that team.
Do everything. As I like to call it, they were kind of... It was like a fire sale with the 76ers during the course of the year. It was just
we got to
sell everybody, try to get as many draft picks, try to get as many balls as possible.
Jabari, Wiggins, we try to get all of them.
What pick did they end up getting in the draft?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I know, it wasn't number one.
They fixed it for Cleveland again.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. Another year the NBA fixes the draft for Cleveland and try to make up for the LeBron James situation.
Yeah, that'd be another
that's
show.
Neither here nor there.
That's next show.
We can spend an hour talking about that, but nonetheless, let's move on to what are we moving on to?
Don't matter. Go right to the big dog, MVP if you want. You go right to that if you want.
We can keep it individual. We'll move right along to the MVP award. Kevin Durant. There's no mistake about that. I knew a quarter way through the season that he was going to win the MVP award. Only because, when you're talking about the MVP award, it comes down to Kevin Durant, comes down to LeBron James. There's no secret about that. You've got some big-time players in the league that get some votes. Your Chris Pauls, your Carmelos. Blakes. These guys get votes, but they're not... As long as Kevin Durant and LeBron James are playing and not injured... This is one of the two guys that's going to win the award.
The two best players.
The two best players in the league. Let's not, let's not beat around the bush. But I knew Kevin Durant was just playing on another level in the season. LeBron does what LeBron does. But I know from having LeBron James on my fantasy team that he wasn't doing his usual. He wasn't racking up double-doubles. He didn't have, like, triple-doubles. He wasn't doing the stuff that we've seen LeBron James do during the season that he's done in years prior when he's won the MVP award.
You know what it is? I think we've kind of been spoiled. He'll give you, 27, 26 points a game, 7 boards, assists, 7 assists, whatever. And he does that. For the past few years, the only thing he's changed is maybe raise his field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So we kind of get spoiled by that.
Okay, I agree with that.
He's not required to have 40-point games, 50-point games like years past.
That's true.
Durant, he had to step up because Russell was gone.
Without Russell Westbrook, Durant shouldered most of the load through the year.
As he should.
The Thunder winning game. As he shouldn't have. He should have. Scoring 40 points, 50 points. What was the stretch? What was it, 20-something, 25 or 30 points or something like that?
Yeah.
In a row. It was just... it was on the Michael Jordan scoring level of just epic runs of the season. It was nice. But if they have a whole scale, if the MVP award ever decided that they wanted to include the playoffs, Kevin Durant probably wouldn't win anymore because once playoff time rolls around, he doesn't show up as he should be.
He's almost lost it in the first round.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Well, it wasn't for some questionable calls, and
that's when your LeBron James players. That's when those type of guys step up. They take their game to another level that it wasn't that they didn't have during the season.
Who would have thought we'd be saying this a few years ago? We can, saying Kevin Durant is not, stepping up to LeBron James level.
It's not me. I would not have pegged that because I was a LeBron hater.
As many are.
Admittedly so. I have no problem with that. Not so much anymore, but it still exists just a little bit.
But that I will give you just oodles of credit just for just admitting that because many folks will refuse to do that. They would go on their dying bed. Just,
being so much about historic and being so much about numbers. I can't. When you look at the numbers on paper, it gets to a point where you just can't deny, what's going on. And what's going on is that we're witnessing history. We're witnessing something that hasn't. It's happened on different levels, but the numbers that he's putting up is just, and the age that he's at now, we're witnessing something special. We're witnessing history, and
I totally agree.
We may not see it in this way again. Kevin Durant, in years to come, will flirt with, all-time in points scored, because he's a pure scorer. Definitely. He's the best scorer in the league. There's no doubt about that.
One of them best scorers.
Yeah, I think he's the best scorer in the league. Pure scorer. I put Melo right there next to him.
I was going to make sure you had him and Melo. I was going to make sure.
I put Melo right in there with him. But we're witnessing something special with LeBron, and it's just you have to take notice. I still don't like him just because he's LeBron, and he's that guy now. He's the evil empire. You're just to hate him because you're supposed to hate him. It's the same reason why guys hate John Cena. You just hate him just because he's John Cena, and everybody likes him.
A cheap shot of Cena. Yeah. Why not? But yeah, back to LeBron. Definitely, I totally agree. Like he's one of those guys that comes in like once in a lifetime, and you just have to just appreciate it. Like you go wait till his career's over to compare him to Jordan or whoever.
Jordan, Magic, all those guys.
Just appreciate it right now because he's the man right now. He's the best.
He's the best. We may not ever see it again. It's the same reason why I loved Tim Duncan. What we witnessed over the past 15 years of his career is just something we don't witness at that position. It's you can make the argument that Tim Duncan will go down as the greatest power forward ever.
If he wins championship, you might be the best or second best player ever.
Exactly.
5 rings.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Top 5 all the time, my book.
Listen, I have no problem putting him sliding him right in there. But people forget about that because he's not flashy. He doesn't play a flashy position. He just does everything fundamentals. That's why he's the big fundamental.